I came here 13 years ago. Prostitution has been legal forever here. It's always existed here. The reason why it's thrived is not just because of the foreigners, but because of the locals. They indulge in it. And when you see the tranny prostitutes out in El Centro, it's not foreigners hiring them. It's the locals. Hey guys, Andrew here. In this video, my friend AK and I are talking about how Medellin has changed in the last year. In the last 3 years, sexual tourism has boomed in Medellin, particularly in the Poblado area of Parque Lleras. So the local authorities have taken drastic measures and it's gotten way better. Stay tuned until the end of the video where I go over what I think the future of Medellin is going to be.
I went on YouTube and I searched Medellin, Colombia travel. The first video I ever watched, Black Man's Guide to Colombia. What do you think the video is going to be about? I thought, oh, it's going to talk about racism because I have been to different countries where they look at me very weird and I felt uncomfortable, right? I watched this video and the guy just went from club to club to club talking about, hey, you get good prostitutes here. They're $5, this one $10. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I had to go to like 2 or 3 videos before I actually found someone who's talking something about substance. So that was very depressing, but things are changing and we've noticed that.
I came here 13 years ago. Prostitution has been legal forever here. It's always existed here. The reason why it's thrived is not just because of the foreigners, but because of the locals. They indulge in it. And when you see the tranny prostitutes out in El Centro, it's not foreigners hiring them. It's the locals. If they really wanted that to go away, they'd make it illegal. But they haven't. That being said, 13 years ago, the prostitution areas were brothels, strip clubs, and like downtown Medellin. You'd see them walking by Premium Plaza too. It would be hard to miss. Now, the prostitutes have moved to the more affluent areas because they can charge gringo prices. $100 to a gringo is nothing, but to them here, it's 400,000 pesos for 45 minutes of work. You know, minimum wage is $250 the whole month. So if someone can make $100 in 45 minutes, you best bet that this place is going to get full.
That was a major part of tourism for many years, right?
It became prominent when it moved to Parque Lleras before, during, and after the pandemic 3 years ago that this started. But nowadays, it's like very prominent. You see guys walking up and down Calle 10. They don't even make an attempt to dress nicely. They're in their flip-flops.
They got their slides and shorts
with socks
singlet
on. And they're just going from hoe to hoe, asking, you know, how much, trying to make a deal. So Parque Lleras got super saturated with that. At one point, I walked by there. There was at least 150 girls just out in the park everywhere. I was like, holy crap, something has to happen. Before, Parque Lleras was the hot spot. It was so amazing to go there. It was super fun and super safe. It was Provenza before Provenza. And it was a bigger space and a concentrated space. So it was really fun. But since they started to bring that into Parque Lleras, it became saturated with a lot of, you know, sex tourism and prostitutes.
Yeah, and that affected the locals as well. Think about this, being a local, right? Parque Lleras used to be like Provenza is now. It used to be the hotspot of restaurants and bars. You'd go out there with your mates, have a few beers, enjoy. Even families would go there for a restaurant. They loved it. But then increasingly, as the sex tourists started centering in that area, then the families couldn't go there anymore. The locals, my girlfriend used to go there for many years with her friends. She's like, now none of us go there because it's so dodgy and just horrible to look at that. We don't want to be around that. So a lot of locals have told me even that place has ruined it for all our locals because we don't go there anymore. It's just a black mark on the city.
Yeah, so that was the case. And then at the beginning of this year, the mayor decided to close it all off. He barricaded it. So if you go into Parque Lleras, it's actually nice now.
Yeah.
I was there for my friend's birthday. I walked through Parque Lleras and there were families, there were Colombian people sitting down and having drinks where before, just a couple years ago, it was just all prostitutes and guys doing blow and finding women to sleep with for the cheapest price. So it has definitely gotten better.
And they put a nice sign saying Medellin, everything flourishes here. And they've made a nice like middle area. They made it into more of a park where people can go and enjoy and sit.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back to what it was. So what I believe it is that there are more high-end hotels being put in there. And those people have invested a lot of money. So they probably put a lot of pressure on the mayor to change this because it was hurting their image. It was hurting their sales too. A lot of people don't want to come here and be, you know, I'm not going to pay, you know, $120 a night to be in front of a whole bunch of prostitutes and guys selling
and the types of guys that those prostitutes bring too.
Yeah, it was it was amazing to see. It was almost like Honestly, I would walk by there because my bar is, I have to walk by there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would take an Uber. It's only a 15-minute walk for me, but sometimes I'd take an Uber just to, I call it the gauntlet, to avoid the gauntlet of beggars, of guys asking me if I want to buy cocaine and marijuana and Tusi. The girls trying to ask me for stuff. The tranny prostitutes are trying to grab my crotch.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I'd like that, but but anyway, I mean, literally, this is what I had to avoid. This was like a year or 2 years ago. Like,
not great.
Now I can walk up pretty peacefully.
So lately, I've seen a lot of different demographic of people coming here. I've seen so many single foreign females coming here. I've seen so many couples coming here. They even comment on some of the videos saying, hey, I'm coming with my girlfriend. Where's some awesome places to visit? We get a lot of families coming here with their kids, little kids. And they're like, hey, where can I take my sick son? He's like 10. He wants to play tennis while he's here. And I kind of find that really, really cool.
Yeah,
I love it because it's like people coming for more wholesome things. And they're finally realizing that Colombia and Medellin has a lot more to offer in terms of culture and activities and cost of living and quality of life than just what has been shown on social media and the perception of the city and the country for so many years.
I think it's awesome. And in 2019 or 2018-19, I had a meeting with Brad. And Brad is the owner of Casa Col. If you don't know, it's a big real estate firm here. They own a lot of hotels and apartment buildings here. And he told me, I mean, this man makes a lot of money and knows a lot about real estate. And he said, watch, 2020, 21, that Landmark Hotel is going to be full, but it's not going to be full of the regular guys that come here for the bachelor parties. It's going to be families, entrepreneurs, couples for their honeymoons. The city will change. And it's been amazing to actually see that come to fruition. It was his prediction has come true. And I've always thought about that. I never talked to him about it afterwards, but whenever I see him again, I'm going to be like, remember when you said that Medellin is going to change into this thing that it is now? And it's even headed more into that direction where people are coming down here to buy their home for the summer, coming with their families. That's the direction that it's going to. Hopefully, if the city continues to change as he had predicted back in 2018.
There's one demographic that I actually forgot about. It's entrepreneurs. So many people coming here, and because they can, those first 3 years when you start a business, is it 3 years that you kind of make a loss?
Right.
They can lower their living expenses.
They can lower their loss.
Lower their loss. We actually have a guy from our masterclass, Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio.
He's like, 28, 29?
Yeah,
he must be a young guy. He's starting his business and he wants to move to Medellin because he's seen our videos and he loves it. He wants to come and he's like, guys, I just want to grind. I just want to work on my business flat out.
Yeah, we asked him, like, what do you do? What do you like to do for fun?
And he's like, do you like to go take chicks out and party?
You want to go on dates? You want to party? He's like, no, man, I want to work.
I want to work.
Okay, I respect that. I did that too. That's awesome.
Yeah, so he wants to come here. A lot of people like him want to come here. And that's how, honestly, I started my business and YouTube and my video business. If I could never have done this in Australia, paying like so much in living expenses.
You'd have to have a job.
But here I just like, all right, here's my rent, here's my food. It's not that much. I'm just going to learn everything I can about this craft and be awesome at it. And that's what a lot of people are coming here for. And also there's so many good connections. Like the people that we have seen entering our masterclass are all like kind of high level entrepreneurs who want to come here and meet other people and build their business. And that's a beautiful thing. Another awesome thing about scaling your business here is something you have been researching lately, and you've actually done a few interviews. It's the cost of hiring help here, educated help, PAs and assistants, is very cheap here. So you can actually free up your time to do more fun stuff, or work even more on more high level stuff, and get some PAs, support the locals here, and get them to do some like data collection or whatever marketing for you.
They could do more advanced things. For example, I have a VA in the Philippines. But she can only do so much compared to the people that I have here, because the people that I have here, I pay them more than I pay the person in the Philippines because it's just cheaper there. But there are a couple things that are to the advantage here. One is that they're more familiar with the Western culture, with like the U.S. culture, because maybe they've already had a job where they work for someone in the U.S. or someone or a company that was in the U.S. Second, the time zone. Right now we're on Central Time, whereas in the Philippines right now they're already, it's like 14-hour difference.
Yeah, I have a VA from Philippines. It's super annoying trying to catch her.
So it's hard to coordinate stuff. So you have to really plan. It's not that you can't do it, but it's a lot easier here, even though you're paying a little bit more than a VA in India or the Philippines. But The communication's better, the work is better, I think, in my opinion. That's the advantage. But then, again, you want to consult with professionals when you're hiring people, because there is a process to, for
Paperwork
contract,
and
paperwork,
how to
et cetera.
find the good people,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff like. The takeaway from this is I've actually got a lot of comments of people saying, oh, like, you love Medellin so much, but I'm kind of worried about moving out there because I see all these negative things about, the sexual tourism and the dangers and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's changing. And that's one thing that I've been really happy with seeing.
Yeah, and I think, don't take our word for it. I think the city itself does a really good job of selling itself. And the country as a whole does a really good job. All it takes is you to come down here for a week. Guarantee that you'll make up your mind whether, this is the place for me, or no, I'm done, I'm out of here. It really just takes that much time.
Watch our videos, see what you like, and explore around.
Right.
Hang out with some locals, and you're going to love it.
So yes, Medellin has changed a lot since its violent past in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. And then in 2021, 22, attracting a lot of sex tourism to what it's becoming now, which is a destination for not only young people that want to party and have a great time, but also families, professionals, digital nomads, people that want to buy property and live here long term. 2 months ago, AK and I started a project called the Medellin Masterclass, where we take people that want to come to Colombia for long term and teach them how to find an apartment that is not overpriced on Airbnb. Work with our attorneys to learn about all of the visa options, learn what the process of buying real estate is like, how to build a community and make friends here, and just make that move a lot easier for them. With our first few students, we've learned a lot about the demographic of people that are coming here. These people are not sex tourists. They're not coming here for bachelor parties to blow all their money on party, drugs, and alcohol. They are professionals. A couple of them are married. One of them is a young guy that wants to start his own business, and that's really exciting to see. So what do you think? Have you been to Medellin? If you have, are you coming back? If you haven't, would you like to come, and why? So make sure to leave a comment below. If you have a question, make sure to ask it there. I'm very active. I'll see you guys in the next video.